So I had to stop it again. Okay. So when R, let me determine X one more time. Because we have to enter R. So don't enter anything just yet, because I have to replace R. Okay. So don't enter X just yet. I have to put R in here, and then I'll tell you what X is. So 7 minus 7 pi over pi plus 4 divided by 2. So 7 pi plus 28 minus 7 pi divided by 2 times pi plus 4 and 14. So you have to enter 14 over pi plus 4. So for X, when X is 14 over pi plus 4, the area is the absolute minimum. Did we enter that?
Yeah, it said it was wrong.
14 over pi plus 4?
Yeah.
Seven minus pi r over 2. 7 pi r over 2. 7 pi plus 28 minus 7 pi. 14 over pi plus 4. For the absolute minimum, did you enter it for the absolute minimum?
Yeah, I did for both.
No, you cannot enter R if they ask X.
Okay. I still did both though. So
No. So you have to enter X equals 14 and parent.
yeah, I did that.
And it considers it all wrong.
Yeah.
Can you share so we can take a look?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one. You guys see it?
Yes. A piece of wire 14 millimeter is cut into two pieces. One piece is bent into a square and the other one is bent into a circle. Everything is correct. How much wire in meters should be used for the square in order to maximize the total area? To maximize the total area, how much wire for the square? So for the square, I would put 0.
This one?
Yep. Because, look here, stop sharing for 1 second. I want to give you the explanation why I would put 0. So when the radius is the maximum, (14) equals 2 pi r. So let me write this here. So 14 equals 2 pi r. This is 7 equals pi r, which means r is 7 over pi. Exactly what I wrote here. Which means the entire 14 meters are bent into the circle. And that's the maximum area, which means X must be 0. So if you want to share again, that's the reason why.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Because X, there is no need. The entire wire is bent into a circle. If you want to share one more time. So to maximize the total area, there is no square at all. Now, for the minimum, how much wire should be used for the square in order to minimize the total area? So we want again, X for minimizing. So if you want to stop sharing, so X for minimizing, I have an error here. I have to see what is going on because it makes no sense. So my 3.8 here is incorrect. But this is the absolute minimum. So they want us to determine X that gives the absolute minimum. Well, R, so X was 7 minus pi R over 2. So I have to replace R by what I found. So R is 7 over pi plus 4. So I multiply it by pi. So 7 pi plus 28 minus 7 pi. And I have 14 over pi plus 4. They didn't like this, so I have to go back and check my R. 2. This is correct. This is correct. I simplified by pi, and then I multiplied by 2. And can you show me one more time? It didn't like 14 over pi plus 4. How much wire in meters should be used for the square? Oh, I'm sorry. We have to divide by 4. I put X, but they're asking us how much they use for the square. So we have to multiply. This is just X. We have to multiply by 4. So just change the top, the 14 multiplied by 4. 56. Nothing else. Sorry about that. So we are not supposed to enter X. X was correct, but they're asking us the entire 4X. Sorry about that. So everything was okay. Now, one thing I have to correct is this here. How did I get that? When R is 0, I squared X. But it's wrong. Something is wrong here. I'm going to calculate my X again. So again, 7 divided by pi plus 4. 7 divided by pi plus 4. That was correct. So now here, X, 7 minus that answer times pi, close, and divide by 2. Yes. And square this. Yes. But how can it come down from 3.8 to 6.9? That is not possible. So these numbers are correct. I'm going to determine this again. Maybe this one is incorrect. Okay, so the area with but it cannot be incorrect because when r is 0, I get this. Okay, when so r squared will be that plus pi. Well, I'm adding to x squared, I'm adding pi r squared. So it cannot be absolutely, huh? I'm checking my signs again, but they are correct. So x squared 1.96 squared plus pi times 0.98 squared. It's 6.9. When x is 0, I get 3.8. When because when r is 0, I only have x squared. When x is 0, I only have r squared. The sign is correct. I know it's not relevant for this answer, but it bothers me because I can't have 3.8 going down to 6.9. So I know that they're not asking that, but I have to make sure that all my calculations make sense. So we can continue to with something else, and I will figure it out. I'm checking again the signs. So when r is 0, the sign is negative. When r is 2, negative pi divided by 2, 7 minus 2 pi, and plus 4 pi. Of course, it's positive. So the signs are correct. The 0 is correct. How much is 7 divided by pi? Okay, this is 2.23. How much is this? Maybe that's my error. No, that's okay. So between 0 and 2, this is correct. The signs are correct. The 0 is correct. The 6.9 is correct. Now you just check that. when x is 0, when x is 0, pi r squared, it's 49. I calculate that again a minute ago. Yes, that's correct. This is correct, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct. This gives me trouble. When r is 0, the area is x squared. When r, when r is 0, x is 3 point, when r is 0, x is, when r is 0, x is 3.5. But 3.5 squared, got it, 12.25. Gee whiz. Now it makes sense. When r is 0, x is 3.5. 3.5 squared is not 3.8, but 12.25. Okay, now I'm satisfied. Everything checks out correctly. 12.25 down to 6.9, awesome. Absolute minimum. High, top to 16, absolute maximum, and this is nothing. Okay. So when r is 0, x is 7/2, which is 3.5, and that squared is 12.25, not 3.8. Now I'm satisfied. Okay. Next question, please.
I have one I'm really struggling with back in 3.7.
Anything, let's do it.
So it's one of the ones with like the particle moving.
Yes, I'm ready.
So it has S equals f of t.
Let me stop because